Welcome back to Let's Play Digimon World Next Order. Whoa, I turned that way too loud. So I put up a poll last night, along with the previous part that was uploaded, because in the previous part I mentioned, how to go about these bonus parts. And well, so far, it seems unanimous. But I'm still gonna title these bonus parts until we get to the end of Chapter 1. If by the time we've got through Chapter 1 it's still the same, where it's unanimous on playing through the main story all over again, then that's what I'm gonna do, and I'll change the titles from bonus part to like part 1 and like have it Japanese or something like that, because, you know, way to separate the two playthroughs, I guess. Anyway, and I'm fine with playing for the whole game again. It's gonna take a while, isn't it? It's like Persona 3 is very far in the future still. Wait, what's this? Did I? I just reloaded the game. That's weird, because there's a YouTuber I've been watching called Chaos in the Sky. And they basically did the same thing. I haven't seen their Let's Play of this game, but apparently they Let's Played this game, and then at some point replayed it again after playing the original Digimon Worlds, which they did as a blind Let's Play, and still watching it. It is rough. It's like, it ranges from, yeah, this is an enjoyable Let's Play to watch, goes from that to, I want to just slap this guy in the face. It's like, how dare you shit on that game? Because, like, he whines a lot about the game, and I mean, it's understandably, it's kind of rough around the edges game. But sometimes it's just like, you go from being like, this is a bad game, to then admitting later on that it's not a bad game, it's a flawed game, which is what it is. It's neither a great game or an awful game. The original Digimon World is very flawed, and if you like it, like I do, fine. If you don't like it, fair enough, understandable. But it's just, I guess he reminds me of myself in a way. It's how I get annoyed at a game when things aren't going my way and blame it on the game. It's like, oh, this game freaking sucks. But anyways, so yeah, kind of feels kind of weird. It's like, so did I get the idea to just like replay it because he did something similar there? I was like, no. The idea occurred to me in the previous record session. You know, when we went through all those cutscenes, it was like, it seemed kind of weird if I played up to Chapter 1 and then ended the Let's Play bonus parts there. Because it wouldn't feel complete, would it? So I might as well just go through the whole thing again. But at most, I will play up till the first post-game quest. Like, complete the first post-game quest and not it. Not even like 100% the city. Because it's just too much effort to do that all over again. It's just for the novelty of playing it in Japanese as Biyomon protagonist, and since so far on that poll I put up there have been 2 votes, and both of those votes seem to be for playing through the whole main story again. The other options are, you know, just play through 2 generations of my Digimon, or playing till Chapter 1. So if by the time we get to Chapter 1 neither of those have got a vote or haven't overtaken the other one, then I'll basically play through the game again and have to retitle these parts. Fun times. It'll be weird though, because I can imagine someone stumbling upon my second playthrough of the game before my first playthrough. They see the first part, and I'm just looking at the field guide and probably spoiling a bunch of things. It's like, it's spoilers. It's like, yeah, this was originally going to be just bonus parts, but I kind of ended up making a bonus playthrough instead. So I could have titled the first part just bonus part, but I mean, I technically started playing as a female protagonist at the end of that video, so I can't do that. Anyways, hey, you came at just the right time, Shiki. It's about bloody time we get to the dialogue in 5 minutes. I was just speaking with Taomon. Thanks to the city has really started to grow. Taomon is here now, and we really want to make the place grow even bigger. If you bring even more Digimon here, we're going to need a lot more space. Plus, we're building a detector here too, so things are getting pretty cramped. I and my apprentices Meramon and Cubimon at the Lofty Volcano to come and help you build. If we all work together, it won't take so long. Maybe even just a single day. It will take some time, but I think it will be worth the wait. I mean, they basically do. You know, to say Rome wasn't built in a day, but Flokia certainly was. This whole town is gonna look very different in a day's time. I'm thinking of maybe going out to get Togemon to join the city. Was there any other Digimon? Yeah, there's Biyomon as well. I could get Biyomon and Togemon. They're the only Digimon that haven't joined the city that is currently recruited. To find as many residents as possible, let's head out right away. I can't wait to see what Digimon come to the city. Well, all you're gonna get is a rookie and a champion. Is the population growing? I have something about Flokia I need to talk to you about. When you have a moment, please come to my house. Why do you tell me this after I've left your house, Digimon? And you know, like, watching that Let's Play I mentioned is like, because I haven't played the original Digimon world again since I Let's Played it literally a decade ago. It's kind of insane to think. It was one of the first Let's Plays that I did. I mean, it wasn't like the first or anything, but it was within the first year or two of, you know, making Let's Plays. That Let's Play is probably rough around the edges. I was actually looking through my playlist, and it surprises me. It's like, I can't remember how many parts it was, but the videos, you know, back then, because YouTube had time limit restrictions on videos, you couldn't go over 15 minutes. So my videos were a lot shorter, and yet I accomplished so much. I must have done a lot more editing back then than I do now. How's that? But anyways, so seeing the game again was like refreshed my memory of this. You know how in this game one thing that bugs me is the music keeps starting and ending and whatnot each time you go on your screen? Well, I forgot that is a thing that happened in the original Digimon world as well. That's one thing they should not have kept consistent. They should have just let the music continue playing if it's in the same area. It's kind of annoying. I can definitely, you know, with that in hindsight now, I can definitely see the improvements this game built upon. One thing that I prefer with the original Digimon world over this game is its sense of atmosphere and exploration. It feels like the areas you visit in the game just feel so disconnected. It doesn't feel quite the same. Like original Digimon world, you had File Islands, you had different types of areas, you know, but it all felt connected. There was actually, like, for example, Misty Trees and Friesland, two completely different areas that are connected directly to each other. But when you get to the edge of Misty Trees and the edge of Friesland, you can see where the two connect, where one starts and ends. With this game, you know, you go from like Server Deserts, you go to the edge, it looks like there's still more desert, and then suddenly bam, you're in Lofty Volcano. It just doesn't feel as connected as the original Digimon world. And it doesn't have that same kind of weird mystery to it, where you're wandering around trying to piece together what happened to this world. You know, it's very vague with story in that game. It's like environmental storytelling, I feel. Where you don't really get much of a story, but you can piece together some things here and there. It's basically just boils down to some bad people came, they were fought off, and in the end, a lot of Digimon forgot their native tongue, left the city, and wandered off, and you gotta get them back to join the city because they start to lose their memories and stuff like that. So you just remind them, and then they're like, okay, we go to the city after you've done whatever you need to do. And then you of course find out about the antagonist right at the very end of the game, and it's basically, well, that's the person that was behind all these shenanigans. The point is that an air of mystery. With this game, it doesn't feel quite as interesting in that way. Even though this game has more of a story than that game. Also, I think I like the original city. had some weird charm to it. I mean, you know, this point in the game, Digimon's house. Oh yeah, I forgot he wanted me to go back in there, didn't he? It's like Digimon's house and the general look of float here at the start of the game kind of resembles the charm in a way, because it's like kind of small and all that, but then when it upgrades, it just feels a bit too, what's the word I'm looking for? I don't think glamorous would be the right words. You probably can think of what word I'm trying to think of. You know, it just feels like it's a bit... I don't know, I just can't think of the words. I don't know, the original Digimon world had that weird charm. I mean, freaking Jijimon lived in a freaking tin can and upgraded to a cardboard box. And Agumon ran a, you know, item shop in a vault. And, you know, the item shop was like, had weird design. It had like a tap on the outside things. And, you know, the restaurant was inside like a oven or a microwave or something like that. It just had that weird kind of unique design, whereas in this game everything looks really generic with buildings and stuff. It just doesn't have that same weird charm. Wait, did I read that? You told me to come back, and yet I come back and you don't say anything. I guess I'll be on my way then, Jijimon. And then he emails me again. He's like, actually, can you come back again? If I haven't got time for this Digimon, my Digimon will probably have to sleep at this rate. I want to at least get Biyomon to join the city before it gets upgraded. And that's another trouble in this game. It's a lot more wide open spaces. In the original Digimon world, you just had different screens to go to. So it was smaller, really. Also, the early game is brutal in Digimon world. I've forgotten how brutal it is. Like, you know, here we... Well, actually, yeah, we do have porta potties. In the original Digimon world, you know, you have to get a bunch of Digimon to join the city before you have access to these basic stuff. And the Digimon crap a lot more frequently in Digimon worlds. They're more likely to crap all over the place. Whereas in this game, it's very manageable. So you have to upgrade the item shop a few times before you can even buy porta potties. And there's like toilets scattered all around, but they can be few and far between depending on where you are. And on top of that, bandages and stuff as well. I mean, in this game it seems like I can't get bandages. I remember, didn't I have an issue a few parts ago with that? Where one of my Digimon got injured. Point is, the original Digimon will definitely had a much larger difficulty spike, but this game also has difficulty spikes too. It's just in different ways, you know. But I guess they do have that similarity where, you know, the further out you go, the more difficult it becomes. So as the game progresses, you're basically gonna have to raise stronger Digimon, which in a way kind of sucks. I mean, it applies to all games in the Digimon series, really, doesn't it? Like, maybe you want to just use, like, a rookie. You like a particular rookie Digimon, but you don't get it the first time. And then when you get it, you can't use it in battle because all the battles you got ahead of you require Mega levels. So it's basically skip every other generation. It kind of sucks. I want to fly through the sky. The thing is, though, I'm not very good at it. Would someone teach me how to fly? So Birdmon in the city. No way, the Birdmon? I'd love to be able to fly like Birdmon. No time to waste. Thanks for letting me know. Birdmon was pretty brutal fight in the original Digimon worlds. In that game, because all you had is, you know, baby, in-training, rookie, champion, and ultimate. You didn't have Megas back then. And there were only a few ultimates, so there were more champions than any others. So champion level fights were usually very brutal in that game. They're probably going to want to sleep now, aren't they? Well, let's get back to the city. I think in this game, if I recall, sleeping out in the open can be bad, whereas in the original Digimon world, you basically sleep wherever the hell you want. We don't yet have the tent, we gotta clear chapter 1 before we do that, if I recall. Not a lot has been accomplished here, as it's been mostly rambling so far, but saving up Biyomon in the city, so there's that. What is up with the ponytail thing? It's quite strange. Go back, Shiki, I have good news. Biyomon has come back to Tokyo. Digimon is working as a sender. This prepare is now 13, things are starting to cook up. That's crazy as well. City's prosperity is already at 13. In the original Digimon world, it takes quite a while before you can build it up because I don't know. It feels a lot slower on the progress. Oh, we got same level, good. I mean, I'm kind of also thinking ahead here, you know. When my Digimon eventually fade away, I want the stats to be, you know, inherited. Let's see what we got. That'd be useful to have, but let me see. There's Fallen Low Library Birth. Yeah, I'm getting at least one of them anyway. No longer incompatible, I see. Wait, what? Got too many items, I guess. Oh, wait. I'm confused because the layout of the city is very different than the start. You know, it really is reminiscent of the original Digimon world here. For example, Patamon's just got like a giant towel or something down, and it's just like, yeah, I've got some boxes, I'll store them away in that. You know, in the original Digimon world, when the city's getting first developed, you'd get Koalamon, whatever you pronounce that one fish Digimon, and Betamon. They would both open a shop, but it basically resembled what Patamon's warehouse resembles here at the start. And then, you know, when you get like Biyomon or Patamon join the city, you know, because Patamon, you know, they'd build an item shop. But at the start, it's all small and kind of has a weird charm to it. Shame it kind of gets generic in this game, because this has a weird charm to it as well. It's like, look at the little kind of bus stop thing Birdremon's going, for example. It's a shame it just gets replaced with a generic kind of perch thing. Loses a bit of its charm. Also, another thing I noticed as well is that this game adds an additional number to the stats. It's like in the original Digimon world, getting stats up to like 5,000 or something like that would be insane. And you know, strength, stamina, wisdom, and speed right there, that would be top tier stats. You'd get an ultimate guarantee with stats like that. And yet, in this game, that's absolutely crap stat-wise, isn't it? Because it goes up to the thousands. In the original Digimon world, the HP and MP would max out at 9,999, and the other stats would max out at 999. You add an additional number in this game. I guess having two Digimon kind of evens out the spike there, because you need a lot more stats in this game. Look at this. It has a charm to it, but it's going to be replaced with really generic. Hi there, I'm helping out my favorite teacher. For the sake of my education, keep on using Xender to get some good at it. Yes, to get some pre-order price. And this as well, there's something more interesting about when it's like has this kind of, I don't know, it feels like a small village, a small little town, you know, as opposed to like, you know, more of a city. I mean, that's kind of the point, it's supposed to be a city. But the original Digimon world, when everything was upgraded, it still had that kind of quirky looking village vibe to it. What is this, Cheeky? Ain't it a beautiful day? I wanted to set up a building, pretty sweet life. But this building still isn't finished. The city doesn't get bigger, it'll be like a little paper mache town. Still, it's not like I'm playing around, I'm taking stock of all the materials in the city storage. It's a shame though, you know, you get all these buildings at the start, but it doesn't last long. The city gets upgraded so early on, you don't really get to get used to these smaller buildings. Looks like no one's been taking an inventory of these babies at all. The city gets bigger and the builder starts operating, we'll be able to use all sorts of computers. I can't wait for that day to go. Makes sense why, you know, the Digimon that joined the city early on are Digimon that would fit into that small city, you know? You wouldn't be able to get Gumdramon, for example. I mean, it could work, you know, but then again, Gumdramon's role is to give you rewards for facilities upgrades, which you cannot do until you know, the city has been upgraded, basically. But I can imagine Gumdramon, you know, standing next to Biyomon, but yeah. It is a shame that it gets upgraded a bit too early, you know. I should have paid more attention to the surroundings when I was in the city there. It's just like, I'll look at the surroundings and look and be like, okay, they're gonna somehow turn this into a giant city. They're gonna have different districts. You know, one annoying thing about the original Digimon world that also has a charm to it, but it's also annoying because it makes you more likely to, you know, run into enemy Digimon, is the camera angles, because it's all zoomed in a lot, you know, which can really screw you over, but it gives it the world a bit more of a unique look. Whereas in this game you got to control the camera and look around, and everything just kind of looks a bit generic. I guess that's you know, hardware limitation thing, so you gotta be a bit more creative. Whereas if it's like normal world, you can just basically just be like, okay, we'll just have a bunch of shit over there and leave it at that. Don't need to do much more than that. I mean, you know, the random balloons thing, that's kind of, you know, the cables going around and stuff like this. This is more similar to regional Digimon, just do random stuff like this hanging out. It adds nothing to the game other than it, you know, it's kind of setting off like unique environments. I see you need to use the toilets. Why don't you crap in my face? It's like you have a serious weird fetish there, girl. Okay, fine. It is weird, you know, in both this game and the original. If the enemy Digimon makes contact with the protagonist, you have to fight. Doesn't matter if it makes contact with your Digimon. So you can try to get your Digimon to block that happens so you can get around them. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. And it's funny, you know, you'd get stats of just like 1s and 2s in the original Digimon world, which is crap in this game because you can go up to 1,000. When in the original Digimon world, every stat helps, you know. This only goes up to 999 at most. I think he's stuck down there. I was shaking in my... Well, I don't have boots, I don't have feet. I was thinking of the level Zephyr or whatever it was called from Spyro 2 with those weird slug things. Just replace them with Numemon and Jeramon. I wonder how that would look. Now I'm curious now. Maybe if I can be bothered, maybe I'll find a screenshot. No, I don't think I would. That's too much effort. Just like have a bunch of Jeramon and Numemon replacing them. Nah, too much efforts. Biyomon, where did you go? What a worry. What? I found it. Oh, thank you, I see. Biyomon did say it was time for more training. Some of the... it's the same in the Cyber Sleuth games. There are some replies you give that feel like they're connected to the one above it, which makes no sense to me. It's definitely more prominent in Cyber Sleuth. I don't get why that's a thing. Also, by the way, I completed Digimon Will Dusk. I mean, I completed it over a decade ago when I played it on an emulator. But you know, I played it on the original DS, you know? I still have my DS, got a charger, got the game off eBay, and I've been playing that. And I find it weird, apparently as part of the Digimon story games, it was, I guess, possibly the second in the series. I think the first one was Digimon World DS, which is supposed to be Digimon Story, much like Digimon World Dusk and Dawn are supposed to be Digimon Story games. But for, you know, having story in the title, they sure don't have much of a story, I gotta say. Digimon Dusk has barely any story. It's basically, okay, you got some generic villain that's like, I'm going to destroy the digital world. And then when you defeat him, it just feels really, really, really anticlimactic. Because you defeat him, it's like, yeah, you did it, credits roll. Game reboots, you load it up, and then you just talk to everyone, it's like, yeah, you did it, good for you. Now go get your generic prize at the counter. It feels really lacking on story. I mean, there's a story to it, more than, say, the original Digimon world, but it's very generic. I think the appeal of Dusk and Dawn is the roster of Digimon, because there's close to 400 Digimon. Trouble is, you have to DNA Digivolve a lot for some of them. Some of them have ridiculous requirements. For example, I was raising a Bishopmon, or whatever the hell it's called, to get the King Chessmon. Because there are some requests, right, that require having specific Digimon with specific personalities on one of your farms. And so I was raising it, you have to get to level 50 just to get the damn thing. Level grinding is so monotonous in that game, it just, ooh. Finally get up to level 50, I saved before it, I was like, it's so mind-numbingly boring. And he didn't get the right personality type, so maybe when I load up the game next, maybe it'll be the right personality. The point is, it's bullshit. Leveling up is a bitch. And you know, you have this aptitude or whatever it's called, which is basically your highest level you can get to. And the only way to increase it is to de-digivolve into a prior Digimon. And you have to do that over and over if you want to get higher level each time. And sometimes some requirements for evolution require an aptitude of a certain amount, or you can't reach a certain stat because, you know, you have to de-digivolve so you'll get more stats the next go around and more levels. It's just, oh, it's such a tedious game. Which, the whole time, I was playing that in the background while that guy was playing Digimon World. And hearing him complain about, you know, how monotonous raising a Digimon in Digimon World is, which, to be fair, it's true. But he also seems to really like Digimon Dusk and Dawn, thinks they're great games. It's like, but they're equally as tedious on the level grind, if not more so. I just find it kind of weird for him to complain about one game. And maybe those would agree on that as well. It's like, yeah, level grinding in that game is tedious as fuck as well. I don't know, it just occurred to me when I was playing it and just hearing him bitch about Digimon. It's like, well, this game is also equally grindy. It's like, Jesus Christ, man. It's so tedious. Anyways, oh, thank you, I see. Biyomon did, yes, I read that. But even though Biyomon's real, you still won, you've got talent. I want to see it for myself. Let's fight. You know, at least in this game as well, you usually get a choice to back down to a fight. In the original Digimon world, it was basically a risk to talk to any Digimon. Well, any Digimon really outside the city, because you know there are the random encounter ones where it's just, you know, generic enemy Digimon. You encounter them, they'll fight you. Very few exceptions. There are a few areas where they'll actually talk to you and give you information, but usually they fight you. And it's the same with the Digimon to join the city. It's like if you pick the wrong time to, wrong Digimon to talk to, you know, you're unprepared, and then they're like, I'm gonna fight you, and you don't get a choice. You have to fight them, and you can't escape because it's a proper boss fight. It's annoying. You wanna fight? You got it. Right answer. Okay, let's do this. My Digimon can handle the giant cats. Go! Yeah, I think we got this in the bag. Another thing, poison is not nearly as powerful as it was. Yeah. Original Digimon world, all you need is poison jab, and you basically won the game. It's like a weak ass move, but it's really fast. It's short range, but it's fast. It has a chance of poison, and if a Digimon gets poisoned, especially an enemy Digimon, they're fucked. They cannot recover from poison because it remains for the entire battle. The only way you can cure poison is via an item. So basically, I mean, I think I beat Machinedramon back in the day with Akunimon. That's how OP poison is. Megalith Spark's also a good one because it's fast, does a good amount of damage, and it can paralyze. So, very effective. That's why I keep talking about this guy's Digimon Worlds playthrough. When he got Machinedramon, I was so frustrated watching it. Because he'd raise his Digimon poorly and continue to treat his Digimon poorly. He'd keep running away from battles, slow his discipline and happiness. So he was screwing himself over without probably realizing it. So he wasted his entire Machinedramon lifespan. He didn't accomplish anything with it. But if it was me, I'd be like, yes, Machinedramon, go straight to Solvadale Cemetery, fight Soldon until in Megalith Spark, and become an unstoppable monster. Because once you got Megalith Spark, Machinedramon becomes OP. But of course he didn't know that because it was a blind Let's Play, so it's understandable. But still, it's frustrating to watch. You move well, all of you are pretty strong. If I train, I'll get stronger and stronger. I'll be waiting in the city's training gym. Must be like what some people feel when they watch one of my blind Let's Plays. It's like, God damn it, why are you doing it that way, you stupid moron? Digimon City. Right, that's basically all we can accomplish for now. Let's see if I can get some more materials while I'm here. I'm trying to impale her ass or what? Yeah, I was just about to say, wouldn't it be crazy if you played Digimon World for the first time, the original Digimon, and somehow get Metal Greymon the first time? I don't think that would be possible unless you knew what to do. I got Metal Greymon when I played this, but that was one of my later generations. I think the first Ultimate I got in my Let's Play was Andromon. I got it on the first evolution, I think, the first generation, the one you start with. It can be pretty difficult to get an alternate on your first generation. But your first generation is ideal as well, because you start out with the rookie. There's Nanemon again, damn it. Wait, I'm going the wrong way anyway, I'm supposed to be going back to the city. What I find interesting is that Metal Greymon was on and a virus type, but I guess they changed it because the anime came out around the same time-ish as the original Digimon World. The game came first, but the anime was like, okay, we're gonna have Greymon, well, Metal Greymon is gonna match Greymon colors, you know, and be a vaccine type. And so you got the separate one, and then eventually you got Black Wall Greymon to counter regular Wall Greymon, who didn't exist until, you know, it existed in the anime. It's kind of interesting to think about, isn't it? It's also bizarre, the original Digimon world has, at least on the PAL version, I'm pretty sure it just has Metal Greymon on it over the US version, probably the Japanese version too. The PAL version just has, you know, all the rookies from the original anime, which makes no sense to do that because Gomamon is not in the game. Tentamon's in the game, but he's not obtainable as Digimon they evolve to, or even recruit to the city in that game. It's really weird. I guess back then they were thinking, you know, Kunimon's the main, but then the anime changed everything. It's like, no, Kunimon will be forgotten about until Digimon survive, then it kind of becomes a bit more relevant. Kunimon's underrated. Should be in more games. I mean, I like Tentamon, but I also like Kunimon. Doesn't get much time to shine. I mean, hell, in Digimon Dusk, he's the only, like, unlike Tentamon, he can get to Mega level naturally. And his evolution path is quite strange. You know, it goes to Flymon, which makes sense, it's champion level. But then its ultimate level is Dino Biyomon, who then digivolves to Machinedramon Dragonmon. That's just insane. Whereas for some stupid reason, Tentamon goes Tentamon Gabatarimon, it can digivolve to either Mega Gabatarimon Red or Blue, doesn't matter, because once you reach that point, you cannot achieve a Mega level naturally. You got a DNA digivolve to get out Hercules Gabatarimon or I'm not sure if you can get Grand Quagamon by DNA. Point is, Hercules Gabatarimon should be obtainable natural. It doesn't make sense. It's the same with Lilymon. Can't digivolve to Rosemon naturally. Because I guess they prioritize Lilymon instead in that or something. It's just weird. I find the evolution lines to be very questionable. Come back, Shiki, I have good news! Pokemon has come back to Tokyo. You may run into it in the afternoons in the train hall. It will help you out. Age prosperity is now 14. And that, you know, Togemon's only worth 1 point. In the original Digimon world, it went like this. Rookies, 1 point. Champions, 2 points. Ultimates, 3 points. There were exceptions for some of the champion levels. Some of them would only be worth 1 point. I think Nanimon might be one of them. I'm not sure if Numemon would count as well. Because while it's, you know, a craft Digimon, it does open up a shop, so that's kind of decent. So surely that should count as 2, but I can't remember. So I guess the city's not gonna upgrade just yet. What have I got on hand anyway? I don't want to buy 1 regen disc. I don't have a lot of items. But I don't want to do much shopping either. Now, when I get my next hit skill, upgrade the, list of items we can have, because I can't really carry a lot right now. Oh, you're in here. I'll do any trading for Kota. Trying to think what. It's like, okay, Biyomon, Kota wants you to do some training. Like, alright, what'll it be? Train to be an accountant. It's like, what? It's like, yeah, you gotta get good with numbers, Biyomon. So how will this help me? Well, you see, in this game, we do have, you know, stats by numbers. Maybe if you're a good accountant, you'd be able to get stronger. It's like, this does not apply. This makes no sense. Shut up. It's a great place to train Yukimura. You've got to find lots of citizens. Yeah, me. I'm gonna find them. You're just gonna stand around and be irrelevant except in certain plot points. Hey, I'm gonna be in your debt. Whoa! I go out at night, but if you see me during the day, I'll give you a treat. Whoa! See, food for training. Whoa! See, they're completely forgotten about each other. That's the annoying thing. You get Digimon that are supposedly friends. They join the city and never acknowledge each other's existence. I hate that. And there goes the meat. Speed. That's another thing that the Chaos and Sky 13 complained about in their Digimon World's Let's Play, and I can perfectly understand. In the original Digimon World, you had all the training equipment separate. It gave a unique vibe, and it was kind of nice. But there's one drawback, and it's not to do with that. It's to do with the fact you gotta go to the next screen over, back into the city to get to the toilet. In this game, the toilet is right there. On top of that, you can also rest in this place, whereas, you know, in real Digimon World, you have to exit the next screen, go into Jijimon's house, another load screen, to get to the chair or put him on when they're there. It doesn't matter. Once they leave to go to the item shop, you just click on the chair and rest. But then when the city gets upgraded a bit, you have to go through one screen, go down the city, another load screen, go into the clinic that Centaurimon runs, another load screen, go around, talk to Centaurimon to rest, and then you go all the way back just to get back to training. It is a very tedious process. Whereas this is all just in one place, so it's very efficient. This game definitely improved on some of the weaker points of the original Digimon World. A lot of quality of life improvements here. Like right now, they could use some rest, and the bar as well. You've got an actual fatigue bar in the original Digimon Worlds. You just have to guess. It's like after you've been training a fair bit, you have to think, okay, probably rest now, because if you keep rest training, they'll get that thing above their head, the sweat mark indicator, to indicate that they're exhausted and could possibly lead to a care mistake. But in this game, it's very easy because it's got the bar. Yoshi, 始めよっか. You guys hungry? City's not upgraded yet. Yeah, this is another brutal reality as well. The higher level they get, the more they will eat. It's worse than the original Digimon worlds early on, because can you imagine you get, like in the Let's Play for example, you eventually got Tyrannomon and it will consume so much food. It was ridiculous. It's like imagine getting that early on in the game where all you've got is just a few meats each day and that's all. It's like you're gonna have to go foraging for Digimushrooms. I got 2 of those now. I've got 4 of them, I should have just given them those. You gotta be fast like Sonic the Hedgehog. I just noticed it was at 666 for a second there. Again, very convenient to have the toilet right next door. Just hopefully whoever's in charge of it cleans up, you know, regularly, otherwise it'll smell real bad in the gym. I was just going outside to check what the building looks like to see if the shape made sense, but city gets upgraded instantly. Do you know what I mean? It doesn't have quite the same charm. It's nice. Jijimon's like, yeah, and Taomon's like, oh, these freaking idiots. Thought it was gonna be voice acting, but I guess not. Now, one other thing I found interesting in the original Digimon world is you see signs like that in the backgrounds, but in the original Digimon world they were actually basically Japanese. It's like, I don't know what these symbols are supposed to be in this game. It's like there's one point where Ogamon takes over Drill Tunnel. It's like, you're spoiling plot points in Digimon world. But point is, it's like it zooms in on the sign and the protagonists are like, how could he do that? But it's in Japanese. They don't give a translation, but basically said like had it Ogre Tunnel instead of Drill Tunnel. Because Ogamon took over, I could actually read it. Because it was in katakana, which I'm usually bad at, but it was kind of obvious since it was Ogamon. Oh, you're back, Shiki. As you can see, the city's a lot bigger now. Because of all the residents you brought in, we finished early. Looks like the detector will be ready soon too. I'm afraid I'm going to have much more work for you, but I know that you're up to the task. That here has really increased in size. Additionally, details have been added to the city map. Open the map with the options and just instantly jump instantly to various places. That's one thing I don't like about the PS4 controller, is that they changed it. From the PlayStation 1, PlayStation 2, PlayStation 3, you had select and start. At least, let me check. Was select, right? Yeah, select and start on the PS3 as well. And then he just replaced it with options and share. It's just like, you click on share and it's just not the same, is it? I have to edit that because, you know, the count thing there just pops up anytime I do that. But at this point, you know, I preferred when it was select and start, but you know, whatever, it works. Then you got that big ass button in the middle. Oh god, this part's gonna go 50 minutes because of this. Shiki.
ついに無限ドラモン探知装置が完成したんじゃ。
Well, hold your horses, Jijimon, because I'll have to wait for the next time. I don't want this part to go for 50 minutes. The previous part went up to nearly an hour. So we will conclude the rest of the scene, which is basically the whole scene because we're just at the start of it, in the next part. So I shall see you next time, viewers. See you next time.